Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, and it's Tuesday with Tanya, and I'm back in my home office doing Tuesdays with Tanya. Last two Tuesdays, oh Lord, I was on the road, but I'm back, and I'm glad to be with you all. First of all, I just want to say thank you all for all of your feedback and words of encouragement about Tuesdays with Tanya Facebook Live. You don't know how terrified I am when I get on Facebook Live because it is live. And anybody who knows me knows I have to do things a certain way. But I push past it every time the Lord tells me to get on there. And I thank you guys for just listening and sharing and giving me feedback. I'm always sweating. I'm sorry, guys. But today, we are in our last installment of our Christmas in July You Can't Quit Now series from my 5th book, You Can't Quit Now. We have talked about some great topics the last 5 Tuesdays. I can't believe we're at the end of July, first of all. But today, we're talking about how to get back up when life knocks you down. I don't know about you, but when I think about the last 7 months of this year, of course, every year brings challenges, and we can't measure which challenges are the worst in our life because our life isn't over. But I've had worse challenges in my life. I'm sorry, you guys. See, that's why I don't like live, because there's nothing, no telling what I'm gonna do. But this year has been a learning experience for me. Doing some things, there's some great things that are happening and some things that I'm learning about myself. And every time you do self-reflection, it is reflection on the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then you have to take assessment. And for me, I always strive to be the better than I was before. And so it's some learning things, especially with me. This is my 48th year. Can't believe it. I know I look 28. Okay, thank you. But just learning some things that I do accept at 48 that I didn't accept at 28. And some things I don't accept at 48 that I did accept at 28. So learning and doing self-reflection and knowing what you wanted this season in your life is very, I'm very intentional about it. And so it's a daily journey for me. But there have been some things that have knocked me down this year. None like I talk about in my book, You Can't Quit Now. The day 33 that I talk about when life knocks you down is the one where I had to deal with the death of my mom, who was in the hospital for 5 months. It literally came out of nowhere. November 7th, I remember like it was yesterday, 2004, she kept falling, and we called EMS, did a diagnosis. They said it was a blood clot. Oh, give her some blood thinners, she'll go home. But what turned into 2 days in the hospital turned into a week, turned into a month, turned into 5 months. And after about 6 weeks of her being in the hospital, they finally said, oh, your mom has cancer. Okay, whenever we hear that word, cancer, it does take you aback. So they said, we're going to start treatment, blah, blah, blah. But didn't know how aggressive it was, didn't know she was in stage 4 lung cancer, didn't know it all. So we're going through this, me, my sister, and my brother, going through all this. Now, at the time, Mom was still in the hospital. She hadn't come home, and she was literally not herself. And anybody knows a family member who's dealing with cancer, their mind goes, especially when they have the treatment. And when you're at the last stages of life, as I learned that my mom was, people start going back into their mind and reconciling events in their life. I didn't know what was happening. Now, granted, I was strong in the faith. I always grew up in the church, believed God, dealt with the death of loved ones, dealt with the death of my dad. My mom was there to help us through. But dealing with all of this sickness, and it's just me, my brother, and my sister, dealing with the fact, okay, we're going to lose Mom. We're going to be by ourselves in this world without our parents. That was very indescribable. If you've never been through that, I can explain it to you. And even if I could, it probably wouldn't be your situation. So going through all that, just watching my mom not be my mom. It is that's how I started writing, because I had to get it out. But just watching the strong woman, the lady, the woman who gave me life, the woman who taught me everything about femininity and being a woman, dying, that is a life blow that knocked the wind out of me. And I talk about it in my book. What to do when life knocks you down. I start off by saying, Forrest Gump, he said in that movie, and I love Forrest Gump, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And it is true. You never know what you're going to get in life. We just have to live this life the best we know how. And when tribulations come, because that's a promise in the Bible, in this world you will have tribulation. You have to, if you're a person of faith, a person who believes in God, you have to draw on that faith and then live your life. We are spiritual beings, but we're also human beings. And one thing that somebody reminded me of yesterday, we are emotional. There's nothing wrong with being emotional. No matter how strong in the faith you are, you will have to deal with some emotions. And when you're dealing with a blow, that when life knocks you down, there is nothing that anybody can really tell you the quick, quote unquote, prescription to getting back up, because each situation is different. We can give you some tips, and I'm going to give you some tips, but what I want you to realize is when you get knocked down, deal with the emotions that you're feeling. I know when my mom died, it was like hearing those words, your mom fought a good fight, but she didn't make it this time. Standing in Kendrick Hospital and hearing those words just blew the wind out of me. Then I go into big sister mode, trying to worry about how my sister's doing. She was over there going through her motions. Then my brother was in college. I think it's his last year. And he didn't know, so we had to figure out a way, me and my sister, to tell him in a way that would be caring enough for him to accept. So I'm going through all those emotions, hearing the fact that, your mom just passed, and then I go into big sister mode, caretaker mode, and trying to take care of everybody, but who? Myself. And so what I realized after that, when I was writing this book, is that I was a dead woman walking. I was doing the whole planning of the funeral. I had to write mom's obituary. I had to, lead me and my brother, my sister, into planning the funeral, picking out my mom's outfit. The chemo had taken our hair, so we had to pick out a wig, and we had to do all of that. And nothing prepares you for that. I was literally a dead woman walking. I can't remember even talking to any people at the funeral home. I was just in a daze. And literally after that, after the funeral, after the burial, after the days that people, show their sympathy, the days turn into weeks and the weeks turn into months. Literally, I had breakdowns every day. Driving, something just would hit, and I had to deal with that grief, and I had to realize it was okay. Now you have to understand, I had to reprogram myself to deal with my emotions and say it is okay for you to be emotional. It's okay to cry. It's okay to grieve. Nobody could tell me how to grieve. And so literally dealing with that, as I was writing this book, I had to reconcile some things, going through that and getting the wind knocked out of me, and dealing with the death of any parent, especially your mom who gives you life, is something that knocks the wind out of me. So how do you get back up? Yours could be a death. Yours could be the loss of a job. Yours could be a loss of a relationship, the loss of a child. The loss of anything takes the wind out of us, because we, as human beings, we always think we're going to have certain things, and no one prepares us for the loss. And so how do you deal with something when life knocks you down? First of all, you have to realize that you got knocked down, okay? You're going to get knocked down in life. I don't care, the toughest boxer, the toughest athlete, they get knocked down. It's a part of the process. So you need to tell yourself, I will get knocked down. It's a part of my process. And then when you realize, okay, I've been knocked down, then you have to make the decision. Am I going to stay down or am I going to get up? And then I pray that you say, I am going to get up from here. Now, you can get up slowly. You can get up and get back down, but it's in your mind that you make the decision to get up again. How you get up again is totally based on you. What will get you up? For me, during that time, it was really leaning on the Lord, writing, surrounding myself with people to encourage me, surrounding myself with the Word of God, just drenching myself in things that encourage me and help me to deal with my emotions. So once you get knocked down, first you have to realize, okay, I got knocked down and it's a part of my process. Then you make that decision, I am going to get back up. When you make that decision, develop a plan of action. Now your plan of action could be, okay, I'm going to get back up, but first I'm going to take my some rest. I'm going to deal with myself. I might go to therapy. However you decide to get back up is your way. But nobody can tell you. Nobody can say it's right or wrong. All they can do is encourage you to get back up. And so when you know, okay, I've been knocked down. That's a part of my process. Then you make the decision to get up. Then you develop a plan on how you get up. That is only the tips I can give you. Knowing that, okay, I got knocked down and it's a part of my process. Everybody's going to get knocked down. I don't care how strong in faith you are. I don't care how much word you have. I don't care how strong you think you are physically. You will get knocked down in life. And then you have to make the decision, okay, am I going to stay down or am I going to get up? And I'm going to pray that you're going to get up. And then you make a plan on how you get up, whether it's therapy, whether it's taking a vacation, whether it's reading, whether it's writing, journaling, whatever it takes for you to get back up, get back up. And so I hope this has encouraged you to know that life is going to knock you down, all right? But that's a part of the process. You can get back up once you make the decision and get a plan. And don't look at anybody else's journey on getting back up and compare it to yours. Do no comparisons. That's the fourth thing. No comparisons to life. No comparison. Okay, such and such did this. My sister did this. She dealt with it this way. That was her sister. That's not you. Deal with your process the way you deal with it. Okay? So know that, okay, life is going to knock me down. That's part of my process. Then make a decision. I will get back up again. Then make a plan and then make no comparisons to other people's process on how they get back up. All right? So this is from my 5th book, You Can't Quit Now. I go into deeper issues on how dealing with my mom that I'm not going to do today. I thought I could be brave enough to talk about it, but I'm not. And that is me. But if you want to read some more, this day 33 on You Can't Quit Now. Also, this week, today is the last day for the $13 Yes I Am Enough. You can get Yes I Am Enough book. These t-shirts, Built God Enough that I got on. Maybe you can't see. Built God Enough. And Yes I Am Enough, $13. That includes tax and shipping. Send me an inbox or do Cash App. Tanya White, LTANYA White. You know, it's the hashtag at the beginning. Or inbox me and I'll just send you a PayPal link. Pay.me/Tanya White 1231. Tanya's TANYA. White is in the color. But today's the last day for the $13. I also have discounts on consulting services. You can go to my page. I'll post it again. Next week, we're going to start another series from my book, one of my books. And all of my books are my favorite that I write. But this book, Relationship Reruns, that's going to be our August focus, how to break the cycle of choosing the wrong people for the right relationships. This I wrote in 2008, and I read it constantly because we are relational beings, and sometimes we get caught up in a cycle of, just because we are social creatures that we don't take into account some of the signs of dealing with people. There are different levels of relationships, friendships, business partnerships that we have to deal with. So next week, we're going to start that series. And then September, fall, I'm so excited. We're going to kick off a fall back in love with reading. I am an avid reader. That's why I became a writer. And so each week for September, October, November, I am going to talk about books that I love and I've learned from. And so I will post it on my page. Until then, have a great day, and I will see you next Tuesday.